Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I am Carol Massar along with Tim Stenovic. Let's get to some stocks on the move on this Wednesday. We're joined by Bloomberg cross-asset reporter Isabel Lee.
Let's talk about Bank of America. It was a big day for banks. Ticker is BAC. This stock it ended lower after the fourth quarter results. So the results were great. Equity traders posted their best fourth quarter ever, thanks, of course, to really volatile markets. We have net income topping estimates, but there's always a but.
The but.
Shares declined because of concerns around expenses. So the stock has gained around 15% in the past 12 months. So that's kind of good. So maybe today is just a blip. We have Piper Sandler saying that the guide suggests that first quarter expenses will be worse than we and the market expect. So Evercore said Bank of America, which is the second largest U.S. bank, needs to close the return gap versus their peers. So back to some details. Net interest income rose 9.7%, topping estimates.
Sounds good.
Top line revenue came in $28.4 billion, topping estimates.
Sounds good.
I know, but I guess investors were hung up on that one downside. Another news that made headlines is they're keeping their headcount in check. So they're letting attrition lower over time. I think that's one of the big news because a lot of companies are just laying off. Personal friends are getting impacted.
Are they?
Yes.
Ooh.
Not from Bank of America.
Okay.
Just in general.
Just
in
in general.
climate.
But, banks, and I know you've got Citigroup that you've also been looking at. I mean, these are names that have been on a tear and done really well.
Yes.
So it's something that came up in one of our earlier conversations about the valuations on some of these names. They've just run up a lot. So as you said, they beat on a lot of different metrics.
Yes.
So maybe it's just a case of valuation and so on.
And it reminds me of tech firms. They're almost too priced for perfection. The expectations are so high that even good isn't good enough.
Exactly.
So Citi, the stock ended lower for the day also. The pullback comes after top executives tempered investor expectations, even as the bank again reported fourth quarter results that beat estimates. So during a call with investors, CEO Jane Fraser and CFO Mark Mason struck a cautious tone. They said that their progress towards meeting regulatory requirements and cutting costs may take time, and they also trimmed their efficiency ratio. So they did stop short of saying that Citigroup would clear its regulatory penalties this year. Again, it's Mike Mayo, Wells Fargo analyst, who's very well known in this space. I credit this to him because he asked the question on whether they will see that happening. And Jane Fraser said, I wouldn't go quite as far as you. And she said the timing ultimately rests with regulators. So the stock is down. And Fraser has been with the bank for nearly 5 years. And I feel like she steered the bank toward a really turbulent time, and now it's in a better position.
I still feel like she's a new CEO.
Yes.
I do too.
Compared to others.
How time flies.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Royal Caribbean Cruises. This is a favorite of Carol Massar, who likes to hit the high seas. Charlie Pellet, too.
Charlie in particular, yeah. I do love hitting the high seas. Not necessarily on a massive ship, but yes.
You want to be you're the captain, not of this massive ship.
I'm kind of the first mate.
I've never been on a cruise.
You're the cap.
Don't tell my husband that. You've never been on a cruise?
No, maybe
Neither have I.
one day. Yes, it's just, I like the land. I could have gone all in on banks today, but why not end on something fun, although the stock is not that fun today, down by 4%. We have Citi analyst James Hardiman issuing a downside 30-day short-term view on the cruise operator, and that's ahead of the quarterly report later this month. So he said there are enough indicators like pricing, promotions, management commentary to deduce that either the demand environment has decelerated or the supply environment has gotten crowded. So that's why he's downgrading and tweaking his estimates, because he said that it's a more conservative outlook.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.